Welcome to the Roadside Realities channel. Today, we will witness some intense traffic situations. Cars speeding through intersections without paying attention. Large trucks unable to stop in time. And vehicles running red lights only to get hit by other cars. Let's get started. There are many collisions in the city. Drivers should pay more attention to speed. If the car had gone slower, things would have been different. It's a dangerous accident when the car loses its brakes. This accident seems to leave the driver with a lesson.
That is not a good thing.
Trying to overtake at too close a distance, the car suffered the consequences from the container. Drivers should try not to drive like that. It's dark. Drive slowly and observe more carefully. After the collision, the car probably lost its brakes and crashed into the roadside. Braking too hard caused the car to skid. Changing lanes at too close a distance, the car caused a collision and then left. Changing lanes too close to the container's front is really dangerous. The rule is not to run red lights. Why don't drivers listen? The collision was quite light, but the driver still needs to take note. It's dark. Drivers should drive slower. If drivers maintained a steady speed, nothing would have happened. Changing lanes too close, the car caused its own accident. car was heavily damaged after the collision. Even though there was no collision, drivers still need to be more attentive. Speeding too fast caused the car itself to meet with an accident. The accident happened unexpectedly, hoping the driver is okay. The car skidded and affected another car. Drivers should learn from cases like this. The car was hit from behind. Luckily, there were no consequences. The accident left serious consequences. Luckily, the driver is okay. The car ran a red light, caused a collision, and then crashed into the roadside. The container ran a red light and caused a collision with the car. Always keeping a safe distance is very important when driving. The bus was going too fast and couldn't brake in time, causing serious consequences. The driver might have been a bit distracted, which caused the collision. Even though there wasn't a serious collision, it serves as a lesson for the driver. The car pulled out without paying attention and got hit by the bus. The car lost balance and skidded quite a long way on the road. The collision was quite light, but the driver should learn from it. The collision happened at the intersection. Both cars suffered the consequences. The car was going too fast, which caused the accident. Cutting lanes too deeply often leads to serious consequences. The two cars collided because neither driver yielded. The container losing its brakes is really terrifying. The car overturned due to the collision at the intersection. Drivers should not run red lights for any reason.
Wisely.
Everything happened because the car couldn't maintain a safe distance. After the collision, the car almost went off the cliff. Hope everything is okay. The container skidded, causing its cargo to slide and cause an accident for the oncoming car. The car losing its brakes caused the cars in front to be affected. The car losing its brakes caused serious consequences. The car lost control and crashed into the barrier, causing terrible consequences. The car overturned because it didn't observe carefully. The rope broke, the cargo fell off. Luckily, no one was injured. Perhaps the driver didn't see the other vehicle because it was too dark. Luckily, the two motorcyclists are still okay. The accident happened because neither side observed the other. Luckily, the pedestrian crossed the street in time. The car lost control and veered across the road. Luckily, nothing serious happened. After braking hard, the car skidded across the road. It seems that accidents often happen at the intersection. Cars should go slower when passing through intersections. After the collision, the driver will probably learn a lesson. If the cars had gone slower, things would have been different. Perhaps this is called the road of accidents. Despite trying to brake, the car still climbed onto the road barrier. The car lost its brakes and couldn't stop. Luckily, everything is quite okay. After the collision with the container, the car was also slightly affected. The car overturned by the roadside after the collision. Whether at large or small intersections, drivers need to go slow. Perhaps drivers should go slower to observe other vehicles. The car lost control and continuously collided on the road. The car was hit from behind, causing serious consequences. Luckily, the accident didn't cause damage to any other vehicles. Everything went smoothly. Nothing dangerous. After the collision, the car lost control and crashed into the barrier. The car reversed without observing and caused a collision. The car was probably hit from behind. The car didn't pay attention to the safe distance and hit the tree. The explosion caused the fire to spread rapidly. The car reversed without observing. Really dangerous. Perhaps after the accident, the driver has learned a lesson. The collision caused the driver to be unable to handle the situation as the car drifted. Perhaps because it was too dark, the car couldn't see and lost balance. fire broke out right after the collision. Really dangerous. The car was going too fast, causing a serious collision. The distance was too close. The car was pushed around by the container. After the collision, the truck kept swaying, lost balance, and overturned on the road. The snowy road was quite slippery. The car was going fast and had a dangerous accident. After the collision, both cars were heavily damaged. Never run red lights.
Oh shit.
The driver will learn an expensive lesson. Although they braked, the collision still happened. The collision was extremely catastrophic. A car lost control, pushing 3 cars to the roadside. The car skidded and crashed under the container, being dragged along. The container suddenly had an issue. Luckily, it didn't cause an accident. The car flew directly down the slope. Hope the driver is okay. The car didn't secure its cargo carefully, causing damage to a roadside car. The car collided with the barrier. Luckily, the driver is okay. Why did the car move towards the middle of the road like that? Really dangerous. The power line exploded, causing the nearby car to catch fire. Everything was fine until a car squeezed in. The driver should learn a lesson from this. After the collision, the car still decided to leave. Distance. 2 cars collided at the intersection due to lack of observation. It was really a very dangerous accident at that speed. Distance put the car in danger. The car tried to brake and collided with the barrier. The cargo was too high for the bridge clearance. Changing lanes while losing control, the car caused quite serious consequences. Vehicles should proactively stop from afar when seeing a red light. How long will the car keep moving like that? The consequence of not observing. Luckily, the car didn't hit the person standing by the roadside. Perhaps the driver stepped on the gas pedal too hard when reversing. The consequence of two cars braking hard. There might have been a terrible accident behind. Perhaps the driver stepped on the gas too hard. Why did the black car move like that? The car overturned because the cargo was too heavy. The truck overturned due to loss of balance. It was really a dangerous collision. Just one car braking in time is not enough. The tree fell. Luckily, no one was injured. The container moved on the roadside. There might have been a collision before. Changing lanes without observing. The car caused danger to another car. The container is trying not to cause a collision.
I discovered a champion in you.
The car was moving too dangerously. The car suddenly moved out, causing the other car to be unable to handle it.